Okay, good afternoon guys, this is DW from Florida, and it's that time of the year when we have the rainy season and the grass needs to be cut probably 3 times a week, twice a week. Well, I've got 5 acres open land, so I try and cut it as much as I can. This is my D140, it's the newer one that I've got, but I've got an older version, 190C. But this one, I was talking to a friend of mine who had said, who'd got the same sort of model, and said that her spindle had broke whilst cutting the grass. It maybe got caught with something and the blade, and it rattled around and broke the actual cast iron, or the cast, die cast, whatever it's called, spindle, which is part of the flywheels. Now, ironically, a week later, the same thing happened to mine, so it's time for a video. I bought this from John Deere. Nothing's cheap from John Deere. I'm sure you can get it cheaper online. But these are $51.79 for this. And it doesn't come with the bolts, but you have to buy the bolts separately because they throw them in, but they charge you $2.84 for 4 screws, which to me is a big con. You can get these from probably Lowe's or wherever, you know. So anyway, that's that. And the part for this one is GY21098. But obviously, check. You have to go in and give the model number and the deck size. Now I think this is a 48-inch deck. It does, yeah, it's a 48-inch deck. So I'm going to show you how to take this off. Now, I have done enough videos where people should know how to take these decks off. So I'm going to be quick with this. You need your pincers or pliers. Drop the deck down, lowest one or just below the lowest one. There are some pins which hold these on. Just pull the pins out. Take off. Make sure you keep everything together. One at the front. Keep the washer. So that comes off. That's it. You lift this off. Right, your fingers. Make sure you don't trap your fingers underneath the door. And then I've got one on the other side to do. I'm trying to do this quicker, so I'm not wasting your guys' times. So let's get this one off. Make sure you don't lose those because you need them. Lift it up, drop it back. That's off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it out the way. Make sure that's going the right way. I'm going to push this out. It'll go out. What's the cords on? Yep. Oh yeah, sorry, and there's another two. Oh. Sorry, I did see remember that one. Right, now it's free. And then we just push it out the way. And pull it this side. Now, there's a pin. You can either start it up and move it, reverse it out, or you can just pull the pin out and then it free moves. So I'm just moving that out the way. Now I've got this. Now, let's get this back over here. So get some spare hands. That's where I'm going to put it. So I've washed this down already. just had dirt on underneath it, but move into the middle, so hopefully you guys can see it. If you see, it's just got dirt on it. This is the one I'm replacing. Let me just see if I can point it out. That, obviously the spindle's still good, or the flywheel, the wheel is okay. But underneath here, let me just try and get it so you can see it. You should see it's broken. Yeah, there you go. Sorry it's upside down. So as you can see, this here is broken. And because that's wobbling, that's not good. So, let me just get this back together so you can see it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. First thing is make sure you've got your tools once you've set this up. You're going to need a multi-wrench or the right size for that. So I've got one of those, that's a 22. So that's good, but I haven't got one for underneath. So that'll be there. Now what I'm going to do is I've got to lift. So I'm going to take you out over here again. Oops, let's get you on this. And I'll zoom in a bit so you can see a bit more. Okay. So what we need to do is lift this up. And then weigh it. Oops. Pulling me forward. It has got those arms which can help to rest it as well. Just make sure it doesn't fall off. It's gonna. Don't wear flip-flops like I'm wearing flip-flops because that's ridiculous. And I'm gonna get some bricks. Maybe. I don't know why I'm getting bricks, and probably are. So stick it underneath, just as a standby, underneath these bits. Now it can rest a bit better. There you go, so it's safer. It's not going to fall down. So that's up on 2 bricks. Now let's have a look. Let me show you underneath the back. Now because of what's happened, it's obviously messed up the blade. I always suffer from these. I don't know if these are cheap blades, but look at the state of that now. Look out, see. So that's not good. So what we need to do is get everything off. I can't believe the amount of blades I go through replacing these blades. They are ridiculous. And they always seem to go the same way around here. And I've done a video of that before. But let me get on with replacing this. Now I'm having to use this monkey wrench on the other side and get it onto the nut the other side, just to hold it. Let me just make sure this is what exactly I'm going to do. Right, I need that. Right, I'm going to show you that. On the other side, I've wedged it. Can you see what I've done? I've just wedged that down so it hits the back. If you can't do that, if you haven't got a big enough or long enough one, and you have got the right socket set to fit the end of this, then obviously you're good. One hand on one side, one hand on this side to support. But if you haven't, then use something like that, or get a piece of pipe that will wedge into there to take, to take that support. And you may need that anyway, I don't know yet. You may need this on this side to help. Well, let's see what happens. Right. That's locking up, just falling off. This is a terrible thing. Let's take this way, shall we? Oh gosh, here we go. Nothing ever straightforward, and that's going to be a problem. It's just going to be trying to get it undone. Maybe I should leave this side on and play with this side, because either way you can wedge it on like that. Now this I haven't released this yet. I haven't I'm just doing this from the just so you can see the problems you're going to get. And that's what I'm trying to show you. Ah, yeah. Let's get it out of it. Pipe, make sure the pipe fits. Definitely in the right direction, but I'm going to see if I can get a different piece. Okay, so what I've done is I've just gone and got the ratchet set, which is, what size is this? 7/8. And I'll put it on that side. That might be better, because at least I can get the pipe on the end for assistance. Right, that's on there. This might help ease it. So make sure you've got a stable grip and don't let anything happen to your hands, please. So I'm holding it down at the bottom part. See, that's what you don't want to happen, because that can rip into your body. Get some gloves on. Putting that over there, I don't want to hit myself. And there. That's it. It's done it. It's free there. Thank fish cakes for that. So now what I've done, I managed to get this side off. And here you go. That's that. Right, we should tap off now. I'm going to show you this side. So now we've got this off. I need to take this piece off here. So let me get the, is it a 10? It's a 10. Okay. to one side. That comes off. As you can see, make sure you keep those together. Don't lose them. Now we need to take these off. Let's see what size these are. These are 10s as well, but I'm going to get a ratchet for that. Okay, so I've got a number 10. Let's just take this off if it's going the right way. I've said this before, but if you see someone working on something, going through the problems that you will face, then there shouldn't be any questions, really, because you will understand what, how and why I've got to what I've got to, how I've done it. And that's why you're going to see all the problems that I'm going through. And I try not to edit other than, you know, if I'm taking time or I've had to stop for something. Last one, let's move this out of the way. If you find it hard to open any bolt, you know, I know there's some women that go out or, you know, do work on their own tractors and things. Get yourself a small bar. It doesn't have to be plastic, it can be metal, so that you can go in there, and that will help give you that leverage, Americans, to actually be able to break that seal and get it going. As you can see, I'm sat on this unit, stabilizing it as well as everything else, and holding the other side of the blade, the cutter, so that it won't drop off onto my foot. It comes out. So now I'm going to zoom it, let you come up. Yeah. So as you can see, the state of that now, how bad it was underneath. And this will happen. It happens because it hits something by mistake. It's a branch, you know, a limb on the floor. It can happen for any reason. It could be wear and tear over the years. It could be anything. But it does happen. Okay, so now I've taken that off. I'm going to move over here to what I've just done is I've just placed this. Let me try and get it from another angle so you can see it. That's the bit I need off. That middle bit. And the blade, obviously, unless you're replacing the blades, which I would have done if I'd have got some on me. Right, I've put some WD-40 onto this nut. I put some on earlier on, as you can see. I'll just put some more on.
Let's try this later. It's probably better. So you're not going to slide off now. Should have had this from the start. Put this on and... That's it, I can see it's moving. I'll leave it to that. So probably best using this one, not the monkey wrench. And I've tightened up the blade so the blade can't move. But this can. It should just be...
haven't got any spare blades. So that's another job. I have actually done a video on replacing blades. So if you want to see that, just subscribe to me, join me, whatever. As you can see how bad this is now, it really is shattered. That's good for the scrap man. Now, what we've got to do is put it all back together. So this goes to the bottom, like so, and the greasy nipples there. Sorry about that, but I seem to be wanting to throw these everywhere. And now we can tighten them up. If I could curse, I would do. I just need one to go in and hold. I see what it's doing. Now I know why this solders the separate bolts. Okay, so I just realised something. That in the threads for these, there is no threads. So what you have to do, as you tighten these up, it looks like you're putting your threads in yourself. So you're creating threads with the soft alloy, or cast iron, whichever it is. That's why they're selling these, because these now will be worn, and it's right. So we learn. Unless they've sold me some without threads in, which is weird. That is very strange. I've never noticed that before. So you've got to keep the new ones, that's the moral of the story. The old ones will be weak, they won't be as deep, they won't cut into it as deep. Don't you love John Deere's ideas? Anything to make an extra buck.
So the eyes of a person.
Last one. That's on tight. Now, in theory, we're nearly there. Okay, let's get the other one sorted. Now it's putting the blade back on. Or should we put the spindle on first? While we're on this section. Alright, let's put the spindle back. So, spindle on. I don't think there's any specific way it goes on. Yes, it is. Sorry, let me just show that. Sunk fat end goes in, and it goes down and holds on. So like an octagon or hexagon shape. That tightens up. I can't tighten this fully yet because of the other side. I can give it a near enough. Now let me just remember whether that belt needs to go. Let's make sure it's on. There. I think that goes through. Yeah, we're good. So that'll go through there. It goes around. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. It should go onto it like that. Or does it? I'm going to leave that till last. I can't remember how that goes now because they changed this design. Why would it go there? It makes no sense. So let's take it off. Well, it can't go there. Sort that out in a minute. Let's get some okay, so I'm leaving this off for now. That looks about right. Now on this side, again, any rubbish, string, rope, wire, make sure that's all taken off. You got some on all of it. That's the problem when you're cutting along grass. Because it's long and windy, it gets caught and doesn't help. I'll speed all this up, don't worry. Trapped. Clear and free. While you're under these, while you've got these cleaned off, if you have damaged blades, change them, makes sense. If you haven't, then, you know, get the grease gun and put grease on the nipple, or the grease nipple, whatever you call it, and make sure they don't sound like that. Because that's telling you straight away that there's no, I don't know if you can see this by this, sorry about that. I'm looking at something else. Make sure you put grease on them, because that, as it's turning, is telling me it needs oil. That one sounds alright, smoothly. This one is new, but that's terrible. So it's good to put, you know, oil or grease on them straight away while you're doing the work. Let's put this. I was just saying. Okay. So there's a curve on this, and like a raised area to one side and a caved area the other side. The caved area goes in there because when you tighten it up, it squashes onto it and pushes down. So gives it extra tension. I'm gonna put some W on that. Just throw it for later on. So it's nice and tight. That should be suffice, that should do it. If you want to tighten it even more, then put your monkey wrench on that side and hold that side and tighten it up. Let's just do that to be on the safe side. So that's done. I'm not going to over tighten it, it's not worth it. Okay, so that's all put back on. At that point you can turn the video off and say thank you, done, good, whatever. Or you can watch the end and we'll put it all back together so you know. So your call. Let me zoom out. You'll see, I'll speed this part up on the video so you don't have to watch it in slow motion. One thing to remember, that goes that way.
Black bars on first. Washer, pin. Same again. Washer, pin.
Then we have the front washer. So the front bar, which is the washer first and then the pin. Done. Now we have these. If they fall off, make sure you put them on. Back on. Easy to do. Sit straight on there. Washer, pin. Push them into position so it fits. Slide that on. Same on the other side.
Wash it.
I've still got the spindle bar to put back over and fasten down with a little bolt, but I just want to make sure the belt goes on first, and I think it goes through one side of it. That doesn't look right there, does it, David? No, it doesn't. Yeah, that's right there. Okay. Let's make sure that's going right. Yeah. When you're putting on the belt, the other side here, make sure this belt is put on properly. So you're gonna have to make sure it fits on. Now it's probably easier to take one of these off. That should lift up. There you go. Make sure that goes on correct. Push down. Is it on? Yes. Tighten that back up. On these shrouds, these plastic casings, there's dints, indentations both sides, and that's really to stop this from coming out. So if it does come off the belt, it will fall down below this and you can't just slide it back on, so you have to take this bolt off just to raise it up, because you'll just be forcing it and trying to get it past this bit, which it can't do. So it needs to be undone, lifted up, put on, and that's it. Right, I'm leaving that there. I'm going to go underneath. Let's just see and just confirm. I'm going to drop this down so you can see what I'm playing at. It makes sense. Just bear with me, guys, sorry. Maybe I should get a body cam, who knows. Right, one more drop. Let's get down to my level. There we go. Right, there you go. That's that bar I've left off. I'll move the bar, it comes round and it goes over that spindle and bolts in. But I've left it off just so I can confirm the right positioning of everything. So that goes there. Got it. Ah, silly me. Okay, I've got it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the belt back off, or off the spindle that I took off earlier on, and redo it properly, because obviously this is not being put on right. I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to show you the final layout so you can see it and work it out yourselves, meaning once I put it on. I've got 2 spindles to open because they've got metal bars that stop the belt going on it. But I can definitely see that this is not right. So just give me a minute, I'll get this done. Okay, just so you get to see the layout of this. It's, as you can see, it comes down. This always comes at the back. There's always this one here at the back. It goes round the top piece, around the small wheel, around inside that wheel, around the back of this big wheel, there, over that, under that, so you've got to undo these, and then it's pushed onto the drive wheel there, and so that's what you see. And then this piece here, this belt, goes around a little one just there, it goes round and there. Okay, so I've now got to just tighten up that because I had to undo this, that one there and this one here. I'm going to fasten those down. I'm going to fasten this piece down which I took off earlier on, and then that's it, that's done. So guys, any questions? I normally will respond within the same day. Sometimes it's minutes, sometimes it might be hours, but let me just get it up so you can see that. I will be here for you, I promise you. I'll try my hardest to help you out, do whatever I need to help you guys sort them out. For me it's fun, I enjoy doing it. This, without me talking, should be probably about an hour's job. Obviously get your tools ready, know what you're doing, or lay your tools out and whatever. If you like what you've seen, then please subscribe. The more the merrier, and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't mind, it's up to you, but subscribe to me. I've got lots of other things that I do. I'm no professional, but I've had enough experience to know how to follow instructions or how to get to and solve a problem. Be it a big John Deere tractor, a small John Deere tractor, be it a watch, be it electrical. I'm a qualified electrician. So if there's any questions on anything that you'd like to understand or you'd like to find out how to do something, drop me a line. Subscribe to me. Thumbs up, thumbs down, not bothered. More the merrier. Ask as many questions as you want. Thank you, and I'm signing out. I'm going to just tighten these up. This is good to go, 100%. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day, week, life.